Correspondent John Sparks reports, and a warning: his report does contain distressing images.
The city of Rafah. It used to symbolize something of a refuge, but nobody believes that anymore. In the center, our team finds the unmistakable signs of a missile strike. The smoke and distress and the horror. This is the second day of operations by the Israeli Defense Force in southern Gaza, a campaign they've described as limited. But this looks like all-out war. In Washington, Israel's closest ally went public with its displeasure.
So we've been very clear, Senator, as you know, from the very beginning that Israel shouldn't launch a major attack into Rafah without accounting for and protecting the civilians that are in that battle space. And again, as we have assessed the situation, we paused one shipment of high payload munitions.
It seems the Israelis aren't listening. They've warned people to evacuate from the eastern side of Rafah, and hundreds of thousands have taken to the road, including May and her children, here perched on a cart. She's been displaced 4 times since the fighting in Gaza began.
As you can see, here we are. We don't know what lies around the corner. There's no safe place in Gaza. Even here. God help us.
They'll need to find a patch of ground in a place called Al-Mawasi. It's been designated by Israel as a humanitarian area, but the aid agencies have called it a nightmare. Now we've got a situation where you've got hundreds of thousands of people on the move again to a so-called humanitarian area. Are you prepared for that?
No one is prepared to deal with the forced displacement of 1.4 million people. It's not possible. It's actually just not possible. I don't even think if all the supplies we needed and wanted were in the Gaza Strip, it would be possible to help.
That's been disputed by the Israeli government. Officials say they've facilitated a surplus of aid and reopened this crossing called Kerem Shalom after a Hamas attack. But the UN says the assistance hasn't reached them.
No aid has been received in the Gaza Strip. No aid and no fuel. So this is the 3rd day now that we have received no humanitarian supplies.
Another strike is met with a collective cry of terror. The aftermath then blots out the sun. Israel's leaders say they're eliminating Hamas and its terrorist infrastructure as they seek total victory. But their critics accuse them of a catastrophe. John Sparks, Sky News, Jerusalem.